Hi, my name's Catherine. I am brand new to YouTube, but I am making this channel called A Grief Journey just to document my journey through grief after losing my 11-year-old daughter. So a couple months ago, my daughter died suddenly and unexpectedly, and for the last couple months, I have been trying to dig my way back into functioning at all. And I just feel like making this channel might be helpful both to me, kind of as a video diary, and possibly to someone else who's going through something similar, and this might help them feel a little less alone. Or to people who know someone who's grieving, might help them understand what they might be going through a little bit better. So, without further ado, here is my channel. For my first video, I wanted to talk about what people in our lives have done to help us survive to this point. I feel like my husband and I have been so lucky to have such amazing people in our lives. We've heard from other people who have lost a child that the people in their lives really didn't seem to get it or understand or know what to do. And we haven't had that experience. We've had so many people be so generous and helpful to us, and it has really helped us get to this point. However, with that being said, I think the people who had the experience of the people in my life didn't know what to do. They didn't get it. They didn't know anything. That's probably not for a lack of wanting to try to help. They just didn't know what to do. So I want to start this off with talking about what others have done for us. Definitely not an exhaustive list. So many people have done so many things for us that have helped, but these are some of the main areas where I think, it was very helpful what people have done, and it would probably be helpful to most people dealing with a huge loss. The first thing that people did for us was just to show up. We have loved ones all around the world. Not everyone could drop everything in their lives to come be with us, but a lot did. And it was such a sign of love and support and such a reminder that our daughter was cared about and we are cared about when those people dropped everything to come be with us. Showing up was huge. Related to that, people who live near us offered up space in their homes for those people who had to travel from out of town to show up to be with us so that they would have a nearby free place to stay. That's a huge benefit. They also offer transportation to drive my husband, daughter, and I places, and the ones who are visiting us places, because my husband and I were not safe to drive in the early days. We were tense and we were having panicky moments, and we were just struggling to eat enough and sleep enough. We were not going to be safe drivers, so people drove us around. Sometimes we just need to get out of the house, and we'd have someone to call to be like, can you just drive to get us out of the house? Or can you come pick us up and we'll come out, hang out with you? And they would do that for us, which was really, really wonderful, really beautiful. If you're coming to visit and you don't want to come empty-handed, food. We had a lot of people make us some really delicious homemade meals. A lot of those people also printed off the recipes that went with the meals, which was really wonderful. If we wanted to make the meal later when we were more functional, we could, because so many of them were so delicious. So food, and homemade food was an extra special touch. I kind of found in the very beginning, I could really only eat fruit. My stomach couldn't tolerate much more. Then after that, I could really only eat food that people prepared for us. I couldn't eat takeout. I couldn't eat microwavable food. I could just eat what people made for us. Tissues, really soft tissues. If you want to bring those by, comfy clothes, fluffy socks, things that just show kind of comfort and warmth, I think are also really nice. Another thing that a lot of people did for us that was helpful is kind of sharing their unique gifts and resources. So some examples of this are, we have a neighbor who's very politically active and very politically connected, who helped us get everything set up for her memorial service, getting the permits through, coordinating all of these things. Our daughter's old guitar teacher saw our announcement that she had died on Facebook and offered to bring his amp to her memorial service, which was great. We didn't have an amp. The neighbor who helped us coordinate all of that had people at her church who had an RV, and they brought that to the park so that we could have nearby electricity for her memorial service, which was such a beautiful gesture. We have another neighbor who came over every day. Our daughter who died has guinea pigs in her bedroom, and we were struggling to wake up in the morning, A, and go into her bedroom, B. So she came over every morning to feed the guinea pigs, check on them. We ran low on food for them once, and she went to the store and got more. And then she and another neighbor came over at one point and cleaned out the guinea pig cages. If anyone knows anything about guinea pigs, that is a big task. So very beautiful, generous thing to do. Another thing that was really helpful, this is something my sister did, and Jean, if you're watching this, I love you and thank you, because you were really close to our daughter. You two really got each other, and I know you were really suffering and struggling too, but my sister called all of her providers, which, you know, was a hefty long list when you add up dentist and orthodontist and pediatrician. And so she called them all to let them know what happened, so we wouldn't have to, and we wouldn't be getting appointment reminders or phone calls about upcoming appointments about her that we just knew were going to be really triggering for us. So calling all the providers was very, very helpful. Cleaning. You know, we were just trying to get out of bed in the morning, eat something, and bathe. And that was all we could do. And we have all these animals, and we still have another daughter, and we make messes. And, you know, people would come and they'd help us with dishes, and they'd vacuum and they'd sweep, which was very helpful as well. Donating to causes in the person's name. Our daughter loved everything about animals. One of her dreams was to become a veterinarian and run a rescue farm. And so a lot of people donated to rescue farms in her name, which was a beautiful thing, because I think a fear that you have when you've lost someone so wonderful is that their legacy is gone. They weren't here enough to have the impact they should, and that was a beautiful way to show her impact was still going, is to donate to these causes in her name. Another thing with money that was really helpful, and it sounds selfish and I hate saying it, but getting us money. My sister started a GoFundMe. We had people give us cash, gift cards, all kinds of things. And how this helped was our lives kind of had to stop for a while. In fact, I'm still on disability. I still can't figure out how to get myself together enough to go back to work. And so we took a pay cut, and she died just before the holidays. So we knew we needed to get out of town for the holidays, and having a little extra money that we could get out of town with, and a little extra money where we could take the pay cut so our lives could just stop, was really handy. We were also both really blessed at our jobs. Our bosses and supervisors reached out to us and just said, whatever you need to do, however long you need to do it, do not worry about work. And I am still not back to work. And I can't say enough great things about my colleagues, because the only messages I've gotten from them are messages of love and support, and some have stopped by and brought, you know, gifts or money or just to spend time with us, but never once has work been brought up. they have just managed to take that completely off of our plates and allowed our lives to stop, which is so very handy. Finally, if you've got someone going through grief and you don't know what to say, I will say the things that have been most helpful for us is when people knew her, they share memories. I share memories and favorite things about her, which again just helps us know that her legacy and her impact live on beyond her, which is comforting. And to also just share that, you know, she did have a large impact with her friends, with her classmates, with her teachers. Just a wonderful, wonderful gift you can give is sharing your favorite memories. If you didn't know the person, ask, are you up for telling me about them? I'd love to learn about them and what they meant to you. I think is a really beautiful thing to do. So I'm wrapping up my first video, but before I go, I'm gonna say one of the things I found after our daughter died was a video of her practicing having her own YouTube channel. So I know from her instruction, click subscribe if you like this content or you think it could be helpful. I'm going to try to post something every Thursday, but no guarantees because I don't know how I'm going to be functioning from day to day and sometimes hour to hour. But I'm going to try to post something every Thursday about grief, about my journey, about things I found to be helpful, maybe things I found to be not so helpful. And click the bell for notifications when there's a new video. Thank you all to those of you who are watching this, who are one of our loved ones and who has helped us through this. We love you, love you, love you. Thank you for everything you've done for us and continue to do for us. Bye.